And the cops, they didn't do anything, and that's just the way law enforcement is today. They just, at least in this instance, just do the bare minimum. So you guys and gals, you are on your own. I am on my own. We are on our own. Prepare for that. Be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. It's us, all by ourselves. Take care.
Hey there, freedom fighters. We are on our own. Well, you already know that if you're a viewer of this channel. It's been my saying, or the theme, the message of this channel from the very beginning. You can go back to probably one of my oldest videos that hasn't been taken down, all the ones that are still up. And you can go towards the end of the video and see that that's been what I've been about from the very beginning and what I've been saying. But anyway, I've been meaning to do a video on Jared from Guns and Gadgets for a while. And I saw this video the other day. It's about a week now, but I figured we'd talk about it. So if you don't know, he and some buddies, he says classmates, so I don't know if he was doing training, like if he was the trainer or he was the trainee and a couple him and his buddies were getting trained. I don't know. But yeah, they got robbed. So all their vehicles got broken into, and supposedly these guys got away with, a lot of stuff. But anyway, the noticeable part of the video was the experience he said he had with the police, and said that he was disgusted with the cops, that they didn't do anything. I actually have a very similar experience that he had. It was actually one of my friends that had their vehicle broken into, the window smashed. And when he was talking to the cops, he was like, well, aren't you guys going to fingerprint or do anything? And he had nothing in the vehicle. So I think the cops basically told him, like, nothing was stolen but like some change and, a $5 pair of, sunglasses that were, worth nothing. So they were like, unless it meets a certain amount of value, that they don't go through all that, the hassle. But in Jared's case, it sounded like there was much more at stake. And, obviously with the nature dealing with, firearms and stuff like that, I'm surprised they didn't look more into it. But he said they didn't, do anything about it. But, that's another thing that we've been trying to get across to these gun tubers who have always been bootlicking the cops. And, it's their heroes. And, until they have to deal with them and they realize, what the system's really all about. But anyway, there was a great comment down in the comments section where this guy was saying he had a similar case happen to him, but in his case, not only did they do nothing, it was worse. They charged him for it. They arrested him for it. The victim of the crime is the one who got arrested, which brings me to the conversation of safe storage laws and what Jared was, talking about in there. How he said, well, now I'm going to get, a real safe and everything like that. And he was saying, I guess he had like a clamshell, style safe, and so did some of his buddies, which, that just ain't going to cut it. And one of the guys had like a legit safe in his vehicle that was like bolted to the frame or something. And, it's a shame the times we're living in, but it is what it is. And I was actually in the, the midst of making a truck EDC video, because I just got my truck back in the works, and that's going to be a little teaser, stay tuned for that. But yeah, so I've been working on a truck EDC video, and been working on a little something. But yeah, I'm just going to leave that there. But anyway, he goes into this, and that comment was great. and I was looking into the safe storage laws. You know, some states are different than others. I looked into it, and I remember the three C's: California, Colorado, and Connecticut. And then, you know, it's all the ones that you would expect. New York, New Jersey had some. And I was surprised, but even Texas has some sort of safe storage law. So they're all different. They're all varying state to state. But, you know, the people who are always like, you know, they'll never do that in Texas. You know, they'll never pass gun control in Texas. Well, yeah, sure they will. They have. They've done it multiple times. They enforce it. There's videos of it here on YouTube. Like, don't get it twisted. You know, anyway, some states are, you know, worse than others. They're more strict than others. But in some cases, if, you know, the person who steals the firearm and they go commit a crime with it, they'll charge the victim of the original theft with the crime that, you know, the person used with their firearm. So, you know, after the video I just did with, you know, Trump becoming a felon, and what I've always tried to get across to these gun tubers that are, you know, fuds or bootlickers, that it can happen to you in an instant. And in some of these cases, I mean, in Jared's case here, you know, these people are for sure criminals, right? Like, they don't steal that stuff. Those weapons are gonna end up on the street. And he may end up getting a knock to his door like, hey, this firearm ended up being used in this armed robbery. Hey, this firearm ended up with, you know, a body on it in the street. We found it in the bottom of a lake, you know, whatever. And, you know, you didn't safely store this, so now we're looking into you and we can charge you with neglect or whatever it is. So, yeah, I mean, that's how that goes. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. You know, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I've been meaning to do a video on Jared for a while, guns and gadgets. And, you know, I try to say something nice about people that, you know, I used to do these call out videos. I'm not necessarily calling them out or anything. I'm just saying, you know, everyone needs to come to a realization who the real criminals and what the real problem in this country is and what we're going to have to do about it. I mean, I watch his content because, I mean, hey, I'm going to say he is up on the news. He is a good source of current 2A news. But, you know, he just needs to realize the situation that we're in. Another one of my pet peeves that these big YouTubers have, or whatever these gun tubers. But he was on there talking about, you know, I should have 1 million subscribers. And he has like 600,000. And he's like, you know, I'm getting shadow banned and my content's getting, you know, hidden. And it's like, buddy, you know nothing about shadow ban. You don't know anything about us little content creators who have been completely eradicated and annihilated from, you know, reach. But yeah, I mean, hopefully he learned a lesson from all this. And I'm starting to see the shift. I mean, I really am, from a lot of these gun tubers who a couple years ago were just straight up bootlickers and, you know, worshiping the cops and they're our heroes, to all of a sudden now they're just like, you know, what the heck is going on? You know, and like I said, I wanted to do a video on him for a while. And the other thing was, I have a couple clips of his that I said, you know, I was going to call him out a while back. But, you know, he did a video a while back, you know, with the bump stock ban or the pistol brace rule. I can't remember what it was. This was like a year or something ago, where the whole video he was telling you how to obey the law, and you know, you got to be a law-abiding citizen.
There's no government agent, there is no politician who will ever be able to change that. Hope y'all have a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next one.
But then at the end of the video, he's like, no one's gonna tell me how to protect, you know, myself and my family, except for the whole video. That's what you were talking about, was how to comply with the law and how to be an obedient slave. And if you don't bow down and kiss the boot and be an obedient slave, they label you a felon, they make you a criminal, and they strip you of your rights. even though they can't. I mean, you already know how we feel on this channel and what I feel about that. It's not a right if they can strip it from you. But that's the whole point, I've been making all along. And now I think people are starting to wake up. Like I said, with this whole Trump thing, a lot of these people who were always talking about, law abiding citizens, Ted Nugent, I did a video on him, why he tells you not to comply, in the same breath he's talking about law abiding citizens. Well, now he's on there talking about, oh, President Trump, this felony means nothing. Everyone sees past this. And a lot of these people are saying this. This is another one I've heard. Oh, these are just low-level felonies. They mean nothing. Oh, sure. Yeah, let me see you get caught or charged up with some low-level felonies and see, what you... There's no such thing. I guess there are, like, probation crimes and low sentencing crimes versus, 10 or 15 year charges. But either way, you're stripped of your voting rights, which doesn't even really matter because that's not doing anything anyway. Most importantly, your Second Amendment rights. But again, they can't strip you of something that they didn't give you. That comes from God. That comes from you being born, you being given life by God. The same way you have the ability to breathe air. They didn't breathe that life into you. It doesn't come from them. They can't restrict it. But I mean, that's the whole point. And that's what the message was. But, let me know what you guys think. Just having that conversation. And until the next one, it is what it always has been. We are on our own. No one's coming to save us. So get right with God, because only God can save you. Freedom Fighters out.